Hey gang, Larry Bailey here with Awesome Technologies Inc., bringing you another community meeting. Who went in first? Chris Lawrence got the first post today. Congratulations, Chris. You are on your way to being a superstar. If you didn't realize that, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wing dinner. There you go. Hey, winner, chicken dinner. So my name is Larry Bailey. I think I've said that. It's Tuesday, 4 o'clock Eastern, so we're getting together as a community in the Mortgage community. For those listening on a replay, get your butts over here if you can. Change your calendars around, do what you got to do, but get here at 4 o'clock on Tuesdays Eastern in the community, Mortgage community, and join us for the fun. I try to have a topic. The topics for May and June are trying to help yourself through a self-health check for your Encompass platform. Today's topic is all about reviewing your custom fields, your JIT logs, also known as just-in-time logs, loan folders, and custom print forms, to name a few. So as always, this is a community meeting, so if you have anything that you want to go over, please either use the chat or let me know that you want to come up on stage and you can talk through your own problem. Don't be shy. You do not need a video camera on if you're uncomfortable with that, but you do need a microphone. There is no call-in number, so we do that just to make sure that we've got the right folks in the community who are participating in the meeting. And so first of all, because today's the 21st and we had the .5 update happen over the last few business days, does anybody have any good stories to tell about how they enabled the auto retrieval in .5, assuming you have new doc viewer? So one of the things that came out, and I couldn't, it was one of my cats, I couldn't figure out, because I haven't had enough time to delve into this. So if you figured out how to actually get that automated in the e-disclosure section for it to go to automatically retrieve, let me know. I'd love to hear more about it. You got ICE to turn on doc viewer about a week ago. Good job, Brian. I'm sure your users are super thrilled. Hopefully, I found 3 clients over the last week who A, didn't even know what new doc viewer was, B, were like, oh, that's what that was at the other company I worked at. Yes, and it will only work on new loans. That's true, Brian. It's kind of like enhanced conditions, right? When you have enhanced conditions turned on, it only affects new loans. It doesn't affect prior loans. So that is true. If you do enable new doc viewer, it will only be for new loans. Very true. So as I test out more about that, I'll certainly share that with the community. I'm sure I'll do a walkthrough once I figure out how to determine why it's not turned on. I don't think you had to open up a case. According to the release notes, it was just there, but I could have read it wrong. Angie says, waiting for feedback from the team to decide if they want the automation. Wait, Angie, they want to think about automatically having e-disclosures automatically uploaded into the e-folder. Okay. That's like the one thing everybody would love to have automated. The rest of the stuff I can understand. Like there's some workflow conversations going on there, but to automatically upload e-sign disclosures is kind of a no-brainer. It's kind of like, it's funny. So yesterday I was at the secondary conference in Manhattan. And by the way, anybody can go to the secondary conference in Manhattan. You do not need a badge if you just camp out on the 8th floor. I learned that lesson the $1,500 hard way yesterday. None of my friends told me like, Larry, don't get a badge. You don't need a badge, just show up. So I paid $1,500 and I showed up. And it was a good thing for the MBA, by the way. I did a post on LinkedIn. I did a couple of live session things. So CFPB is, the director there is super aligned with not only saving the industry money, but saving borrowers money when it comes to credit reports. Read all about that. There was also a talk yesterday for someone, I forget honestly her position, but she was at liberty to talk about how there's a pilot that's going to be created for Fannie Mae to create waivers in DU that will not require lenders to have title insurance on a refinance loan. So it'll be a waiver that the lender can enable if they want on a refinance. So if you could imagine you just refinanced somebody last year, they haven't done anything, and all of a sudden now they want to refinance again, you got to bang them for another title refi. I think it's the biggest racket in the world, and I talk about that firsthand because I was a title producer, so I feel I've got the moxie to say that. Purchase, always get title insurance. Never, ever, ever, don't ever buy a piece of property without getting title insurance. Refinance, it's for the protection of the lender. It's not for the protection of the borrower. So anyway, that was talked about yesterday. So that was good for the MBA. But if you're ever in New York around for the MBA secondary, just head up to the Marriott. It's in Times Square. You can't miss it. Go to the 8th floor and go hang out with some cool peeps. So Candace says, going back to the topic here, Candace says we're working on EHCs, enhanced conditions, I guess that is, right? And our testers have discovered there's no longer any condition indicators in the E folder, which they're bummed out. You have to either open Document Manager or go to the Conditions tab. What's a condition indicator, Candace? Tell me more about what a condition indicator is when you get a chance, and we'll see if we can talk about that. It's a great topic. The little yellow icon. Oh, I think that's a UI glitch. You're talking about in the Documents tab if it's tied to a condition. It's been noted. It's a known thing. Kind of like when ICE got rid of the date column. Now the date's back in the Documents tab. I don't think that's a permanent thing. Which I will tell you this too. So yesterday I had a chance to sit with somebody very senior at ICE, and the ability for ICE to continue these incremental rollouts is it's a change to their methodology in terms of what we've all been used to with Encompass over the years. It's in stark contrast to when Ellie Mae owned ICE and ran. When Ellie Mae owned Encompass and ran Encompass, it was more of a long vision. ICE is really different, and if you haven't noticed this, I'm just going to go on the record here. But their methodology is to do incremental updates, which is what a true software company wants to do, right? So it's the reason why we're seeing these, like we just got .5 over the weekend. We might get .6 before 24.2. The 24.2 is rolling out, and on LinkedIn, I did a little primer for ICE PPE, and I think it's going to be something a lot of people like, truthfully. I think it's going to give a lot of people pause to maybe different PPEs that are hot in the market right now in terms of customability and data interactions, because ICE PPE is built off of Partner Connect, which means I expect there's going to be very tight integration into Workflow Engine with ICE PPE as opposed to other providers, just saying. But we'll see. So anybody have any more questions about that stuff? Let's talk about custom fields. All right.